Today, I want to speak about the father wound, but not so much the theory, more through my lived experience. I've already shared what the father wound is in a previous episode, so this feels like the right moment to talk about how it actually played out in my life, and more importantly, how it transformed my relationship once it was integrated. So I've been in a relationship for majority of my early teenage years. So like many long-term relationships and partnerships, the first couple of years were the honeymoon phase, where everything feels expansive, magnetic, almost fated. And in that stage, it's very easy to miss those quieter undercurrents, the unconscious expectations, the unhealed parts, and the places where we're still looking outside ourselves to be met. Looking back now, I can see that in the early years of my relationship, I was carrying a lot of unspoken pressure. Pressure that I didn't consciously name, but that was very much alive in my nervous system and my emotional body. I expected my partner to fulfill me in ways I hadn't yet learned to fulfill myself. I wanted to feel chosen, held, regulated, reassured. And without realizing it, I placed that responsibility for all of that onto him. At the time, I couldn't tell the difference between a deep soul connection and a projection. When there is a father wound present, those two can feel almost identical. The longing, the intensity, the attachment, it can all masquerade as love, when underneath, there is a younger part of us asking to finally be seen. As the years went on, that unspoken pressure began to surface. The middle years of our relationship were extremely challenging. There was friction, misunderstanding, emotional distance at times. And I can say now with honesty that a lot of that tension came from my own unintegrated wounds. I was waiting for him to give me something I hadn't yet learned how to give myself. Everything began to shift when I entered my spiritual awakening, which was initiated through my spontaneous Kundalini awakening. That experience dismantled my sense of self in ways that I couldn't ignore, and it brought me face to face with my shadows, my patterns, and my tendencies to place myself in victimhood, not consciously, but energetically. I started turning inward instead of outward, and that inward journey changed everything. As I went deeper, it became very clear that much of what was playing out in my relationship had roots in my early years, specifically in my relationship with my father, and the absence, abandonment, and unmet needs that lived there. This led me into deeper work with my inner masculine. I want to be very intentional here. When I speak about the masculine, I'm not talking about gender. I'm talking about an energetic principle within us all. In my case, my inner masculine was deeply wounded. He carried abandonment, he carried distrust, he carried the belief that safety and validation had to come from outside of me. And this is where my devotional relationship with Shiva became profoundly transformative. Look, Shiva isn't just an archetype to me. He is a living presence, a deeply respected deity. Through devotion, through my sadhana, prayer, meditation, and long periods of solitude, I began to encounter the parts of myself that I had suppressed. Shiva mirrored back to me the state of my inner masculine, not with judgment, but with clarity. What I saw wasn't weakness, it was exhaustion, a masculine that had learned to brace instead of trust, to seek externally instead of anchor internally. And through that devotional relationship, something had really softened from within. The inner masculine began to heal, not because it was being fixed, but because it was finally being witnessed and held. Plant medicine played a role in revealing just how deep this wound ran, across lifetimes, ancestrally, and through karmic memory. But the most profound shift came when I stopped expecting my partner to carry what was never his to hold. This is another process that supported my journey with healing the wounded masculine. So as I healed my inner masculine, something profoundly shifted in my relationship. The pressure lifted, the expectation began to dissolve, And I no longer needed him to complete me, regulate me, or prove my worth. And because of that, he was free to show up in his own wholeness. The dynamic changed, not because he changed, but because I did. The way I perceived the masculine transformed completely. Early in the relationship, I was projecting my unmet needs onto him. And later, through integration, I could really see him clearly as a partner, not a parent, as a companion, not a source. Healing the father wound didn't end my relationship, it saved it. And more than that, it returned me to myself. It taught me that true intimacy doesn't come from being filled by another, but from meeting ourselves so fully that love becomes a sharing, not a transaction. If you recognize yourself in any part of this, I want you to know that awareness is already the beginning of integration. And healing doesn't happen by blaming the past or forcing closure. It happens when we're willing to sit with ourselves long enough for the truth to emerge, gently, honestly, and in our own time. So guys, thank you so much once again for joining me on this episode. As always, if anything resonated with you, make sure to comment down below. I'll be reading and replying to as many of you as I can. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and have your post notifications turned on so you can stay updated on all upcoming episodes. As always, trust your path, honor your process, and keep aligning with solitude.